everyone. This is Kelsey Erickson Stroifert
and Emily Williams Knight,
and we are excited to bring you our Countdown to the Capitol campaign. We are here at our Texas Capitol, which has some lovely scaffolding going on. They're clearly getting ready as well. But we are fast approaching the busiest time of year, or really every other year for us at the TRA, and that is our legislative session and our elections. We are officially 13 days from Election Day. Early voting has already started, and then we're only 75 days from the legislative session starting. So really important time. Please make sure you're engaged in this election. It is such an important election because of redistricting. We have every single state legislative seat on the ballot. We have Governor Abbott on the ballot. We have all of our statewide elected officials on the ballot, every member of Congress, many local offices as well. So it's really important in terms of determining who we're going to work with at the local, state, and federal levels for the next 2 years at least. So really important.
Absolutely. I think we learned in the last session that those relationships matter. And so I think never before have we been maybe as prepared coming into session, because we spent the last 6 months on the road. We saw 23 chapters across our great state. We are going to finish next week with Laredo and McAllen, really go down to the Valley. And I think what we've done is created an agenda that really is about you. How do we continue to advance the restaurant industry in the state of Texas, the food service industry, but also how do we protect all that you've done, especially in the pandemic, and help you move forward? So, we'll be here a lot. This will be our home. But most important, we have learned that if we come together as a single voice, we can make a massive difference. And so, Kelsey, why don't you tell us a couple ways that our members across, and even our non-members that want to join the journey, how you can get engaged and make sure that this Texas Capitol produces the things that you need to be successful.
That's exactly right. Well, I think you started at the exact right point, which is if you're not a member yet, or you're not sure if you're, up on your dues, now's a great time to check and make sure. And not only that, but really be our ambassadors out there in the community. If you know other restaurant operators or suppliers or members of our community who aren't part of the TRA, encourage them to join. And Emily and I say this all the time. It's not about the money. It's about having that really strong voice. So when we come up here to this Capitol, they know we represent 50,000 restaurants strong across the entire state. There is power in numbers, and that is absolutely true here at the Capitol. So one, please be involved and recruit others to join us as well. The second thing you can do is please download our TRA app. That is really our way to make sure you have the latest breaking news and action alerts, which is especially important when we're here at the Capitol, where things can move really quickly. We send out those phone to actions.
And it may be just
links.
the middle of the day, right? Maybe someone's trying to amend a bill with something that's going to be very harmful to you. We need to get your voices right away. Kelsey does an app push. You send a note, and it's very quick, and people realize, hey, wait a minute, maybe that's not a good idea for the industry. So the app, we all have apps. We have apps for everything. Just download the TRA app.
And then last but not least, please contribute to our TRA PAC and our Traction Fund. These are two separate funds that work together to make sure that we have the impact that we have to have in this building and in policy-making offices, really at the local and federal level as well. The PAC lets us basically crowdfund so that we can have a bigger impact in state elections and make sure that the people who are elected to come to this building understand our industry, understand our issues, and are willing to work with us. And then the Traction Fund makes sure that we have the legal, research, and advocacy lobby support we need. All of that money goes directly to the TRA's work, not to a political candidate. So again, really important. We've made it really easy to give up, to sign up and give up. And so the link is below. You can sign up for a recurring contribution, which is great because you never have to think about it again, and I don't have to pester you again, which I know you'll appreciate. So those are 3 ways to get involved. Let's talk a little bit about what we're fighting for this session and why we need those resources and engagement.
Yeah, definitely. And I think just to kind of piggyback on Kelsey, I was with someone last week and they said, well, I know others are just going to contribute, so I don't have to. You wouldn't actually not ensure something very valuable to you, right? I mean, that's the best example, which is you need us when you need us, but it's always more important for us to be able to have the relationships here and to have the ability to do the work on your behalf before you need us. And I think we showed in the pandemic, that is the value Kelsey, myself, our lobby team more broadly, and the Texas Restaurant Association bring to you. I think most importantly this session is we passed 6 bills that were signed into law. by Governor Abbott less than 2 years ago. And so we know this time around that a lot of that work that's already been done and approved is benefiting you. But we learned a tremendous amount on our road trip. And first and most importantly really is, how can we start to help you with some of the costs that you're experiencing in your business? We can't write a bill to fix the supply chain. We can't write a bill to fix inflation. However, we can write a bill that would help maybe take some other costs off your plate or not have double dipping by the state and your local authorities. So Kelsey, why don't you walk through maybe the three and I'll close the ProStart.
Yeah, that sounds great. So first and foremost, regulatory consistency. This is that bill that we have almost passed twice and we are going to get past this session. It ensures that your cities and counties cannot regulate your private sector employment issues like leave, benefits, predictive scheduling, background checks. You as a private employer know how to run your business, and any regulations on those topics really need to be done at the state or federal level so we have one consistent set of rules to follow.
Right.
Really important for growth, really important for our multi-unit operators, but also just to have that predictability, right? You don't have to worry about some local ordinance being put forth and passing without you even realizing what's going on. So that's first and foremost. The second one really speaks to what Emily was talking about with kind of removing some of these duplicative fees. So things like your food manager, making sure that if you have a state certified food manager, they don't have to then also go pay the city for that same manager certificate they've already achieved.
That's
right? So just streamlining things, making things more consistent, removing some of those fees that you have to pay so you're better able to withstand this economic climate. And then last but not least, I'll let Emily talk about our passion project, which is ProStart.
Yes, so ProStart, for anyone who doesn't know, is our 2-year curriculum that's found in high schools across Texas. More than 200 high schools already are using this. It's a way to have someone who has passion for the industry. Maybe they're actually unsure about what they want to do, but they're creative and they have high energy. They find a home in our programs, and we feel really, I guess we're almost resolute in the thought and really belief that every high school in Texas should be able to offer this program to students, and teachers get the development and professional development that they need to be successful in these classrooms. So we have been working with both sides of the aisle. I'm very proud of that. We are looking at things like food security and where we play a role. At 51% of the food dollar, without us, we can't feed the 30 million Texans growing 1,000 a day. But we also won't have any workforce if we don't really double down and create a pathway from high school right into the industry to a great living wage and a really opportunity to advance. And so we're working on an opportunity to secure funding really in a meaningful way that would help both teachers and students and ensure that these school districts have the resources they need to train people to be in our industry. We are a nice to have, and I appreciate that. If we have a bad day, we go to a restaurant, that's fantastic. But we're also a critical part of how we feed people at the core of what we do. And so we're going to raise and really amplify, I think, our role, which is much more beyond just the social piece of what we do, the business side of it, and what we can do to help Texas more broadly. So I'm super excited about that. And it is a passion project, but I'm so glad Kelsey's just as bought in, and we have some really great legislators already at work on this for us.
Yeah, we're really excited. And then in addition to those priorities, there's always all the other things that come up. Last session, we tracked over 865 bills. Restaurants touch a lot of areas, right? From employment to alcohol, land use. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Licensing.
So we monitor a lot. We'll engage on a lot of topics. We're really excited to hear our leadership talk about property tax relief for businesses as well as homeowners. We'll be very involved in those conversations.
We can't forget businesses.
Yes. And we're really working in a bipartisan fashion to make sure our legislators understand the importance of the sector. As Emily said, it's not just a nice to have, it's a need when you are a state growing as quickly and as much as Texas. So we're really excited about this session. We can't do it without you. So please look below, make sure you take these steps to get involved.
Yeah, and share this with your employees, share it with your managers. And you know, there's so much more to TRA, which you've come to learn. You can go to txrestaurant.org, see all the things we do, policy papers, the successes we've had in the past. But more importantly, it's a lot more fun for Kelsey and I when you join us on this journey. But we're ready to win, and we do it the right way, and we're here on your behalf. And what motivates us every day, we're often asked, is all of you. We don't know all of you, but we carry you with us, and we're about to kick this off. And I promise you that you will be with us every step of the way, and we'll do great work for you once again.
We're
So-
passionate, if you can't tell. We're
Yeah.
excited. It's going to be good.
Very passionate. So thanks everyone. Kelsey, thank you. Couldn't imagine a better partner on this side, and we'll see you all throughout the spring in the podcast that Joe and Ben are doing and live updates from the Capitol. Just never forget, you think you don't have a voice, just bring it together with ours, and I promise you we can make great things happen together. That's it for now. Be
Bye,
good to each
all.
other. Bye.